Good evening and welcome to our Vespers service. We are so glad that you are here with us and that you've taken some time to be present to your spirit in the midst of these busy days. We are so grateful to have you with us. It is the practice in this circle to say together the words and to sing together the music that we share. And while we cannot be together in the same way that we are used to being together, we hope that you will still take the time to share this practice with us in whatever way you can. This evening, our theme is how do we find a gateway to grace? And I'm grateful to Jo Gelinas and her recording of the music that we will be sharing today. I invite you to join in our gathering words. Amidst worry, we long for uncertainty. Amidst fear, we yearn for safety. Amidst loss of what was, we mourn and seek gratitude for what is and all the possibilities it offers. In the midst of disruption, we find the constancy of our own hearts. In the midst of conflict, we seek a deep and true peace. Creating a space for these affirmations, we recommit ourselves to these pillars which help us build a gateway through which we can travel with commitment each day. May this space be one in which we can know the deepest language of our hearts and call it grace. A favor which comes from beyond our own resources and which reminds us that we are not alone. Now please join in our first shared song tonight, which is Gateway. The words will be on your screen.
Looking for a window, gateway to my soul. Keep me on this journey till I see it whole. Looking for a gateway to my soul. Keep me on this journey till I see it whole. Looking for a window, gateway to my
Please join in our words of affirmation and offering. Perhaps your gateway has pillars of gratitude. Know that you can find gratitude. Perhaps the pillars are of acceptance. Understand that acceptance is something you can do. Perhaps you build from a foundation of patience. Realize that the seeds of patience live in your own heart. Say these words to yourself. In each day, may I find the time and the will and the faithfulness to shore up the pillars and the arch of the gateway of connection. Through this arch lies meaning and purpose and that larger sense of love from which we fashion the resources we need each day. New each day and timeless each hour. In this way we invent a broader sense of grace. Now please join me in our hymn, There is a Balm. At the heart of our gathering each week is a time when we share silence with one another, and it is a gift, even in these days of gathering virtually, to share silence together. It allows us to remember that there is something larger than ourselves that we can touch each week, each day, each hour if we need to. So as we gather tonight, I invite you to consider what will make you more present. It might be putting your feet on the floor. It might be taking a slightly deeper breath. It might be moving your shoulders down away from your ears and back, releasing that tension so many of us have from too many hours of watching screens. Whatever it is, give yourself that gift now as we enter into our time of meditation. And ask yourself this question as you settle in. From what do you fashion a gateway through which you can invite grace? Is it through patience? Is it through gratitude? It might be through hope or perhaps perseverance. It will not be the same for every one of us around our virtual circle tonight. For you, it may be that you travel through that gateway of discipline or determination or doggedness. Maybe it's equanimity and peacefulness. Whatever the posts are for your particular version of the gateway, take a moment and just survey them. Be grateful. Consider what materials you may be fashioning them out of. Think about the ground that is firm beneath them. Think about the arch that stretches between them. Think about this imaginary gateway, if you will, as a place that you can pass through even when times are turbulent, when there's disturbance or hopelessness or loneliness or solitude. Think of this as a beautiful structure, one that you construct out of what you need, a place that you can pass back and forth, a gateway of understanding. Perhaps you might want to imagine that part of that understanding is that grace can come by moving towards something that we don't completely need to understand. That it can come through our willingness to appreciate and find the best object on the horizon that we can perceive right now. In this time as we gather, let the outline of the gateway that exists within the context of your life emerge from the fog of fears and confusion, from weariness, isolation, and frustration. In the silence that follows, let the outline of the pillar posts become clear for you, if this is something you wish to do in this time, or simply breathe. You might also want to consider what is the keystone of the arch, which allows that structure to stand, which allows it to emerge into clarity. There is much that we can take into our hearts, individually and collectively, as we enter into this time of sharing silence, which is such a gift. Let's enter into silence together, which will end with the ringing of the bowl. And now as we enter into this time in which we have received much in silence, let us take a moment of gratitude for the opportunity to share silence together. We are grateful for these places of connection. And please join your voices in our last shared song, which is Amazing Grace. Words and music by John Newton, and we are grateful for this version, led by Joe Jelinas.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. Oh, precious deed, that grace appear, the I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already known. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me
Our words for going forth this week are these. In a low moment, you might want to consider them as you think about moving towards and through that gate. These are the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson. Beauty without grace is the hook without the bait. Thank you for being with us this week. We will be here, and these virtual Vespers will be here next week as well. Take good care.